My dear sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the second session, inshallah, we are in, and we pray to Allah to accept from all of us. And we pray to Allah to reward each and everyone who is participating in this session. Now, every time from now on, we should at least start with either end with a dua or start also with some more dua that have been given to you now. The one of the dua that have been given to you, because we need to be inspired, motivated, is dua Sayyid al-Istighfar. They gave them to you today. They duplicate them, and this dua is very, very important. Whoever reads this dua at night and he or she pass away, Jannah is waiting for them. Whoever reads it in the morning and pass away in the daytime, Jannah is waiting for them. And therefore, I do encourage everybody, when you go home, try to read them, and then it will become easy to memorize it. This dua, Sayyid al-Istighfar. Of course, istighfar is to make astaghfirullah al-azim, whatever you want. And to the master of all istighfar is this one. What to do, what to say, is to say, Allahumma, you can see it, what I'm going to read. Allahumma, anta rabbi, la ilaha illa ant, khalaqtani wa ana abduk, wa ana ala ahdika wa wa'dika mastata'at. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. The best of all is I read and you repeat after me, because it gives you a moment of mimicking or repeating the same thing what we want to say. Those who know it, you say it loudly, then it helps. Allahumma anta rabbi la ilaha illa ant خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. This is the dua. The rest of it is saying anyone who reads it in the morning and dies, go to Jannah. And whoever reads it at night, die, go to Jannah. The meaning of it, if you want to follow, O Allah, you are my God, there is no one but you. And it is you who created me, and I am your servant. And I pledge to be according to what you ask me to do. Ahd. وَأَنَا عَلَى عَهْدِكَ means I am up to what we have made an agreement, pledge. وَوَعْدِكَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُ. I promise you I'll be your obedient servant as much as I can afford it. So don't think everybody is going to be the same level. Not even husband, wife. Not even parent, children. Each one has different capacity and threshold of tolerance. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت. I seek refuge in you for any mistake I have made. And all of us make mistakes, and don't think you are an angel. Make mistake, you say I'm sorry. Be humble enough to say I'm sorry. Even husband to your wife, say sorry. Even father, mother to your children, be humble enough and say I'm sorry, I made the mistake. It's not easy for a father to say I'm sorry to his wife or to his children. And not easy even for a mother who is raising her children to say, I'm sorry, I made mistake. If you are not going to say, I'm sorry, you cannot go to Allah and say, Allah, I'm sorry. He will say, I will not forgive you till you go and then ask forgiveness from those who you made mistake to. أبوء لك بنعمتك علي. I come to you, and the ni'mah that you gave me is from you, and I am grateful to you for it. وَأَبُوء بِذَنْبِي, but I come to you, Ya Allah, full of mistakes. Means I have a whole bushel of mistakes. I'm coming, bringing them to you. Ya Allah, forgive me. فَاغْفِرْ لِي فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ. Please, Ya Allah, forgive me. Nobody is going to forgive me except you. It's good to be humble enough in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we'll try our best, inshallah. At the beginning of the session and the end of the session, we'll take one at a time. And this, because I have brought you about 1 dozen of these dua. which will help us tremendously to take them home and practice them home, inshallah. Now, the other thing, we said the second session is what? With your program. So the family values. So we start with family values. And the book that you will be having the whole book is about family values. So we are not going to spend the whole book on family values, but you know it. Islam came to establish families with values. And the family with values, if we don't have a family, what do we are? Islam had created Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Adam, and from Adam brought his wife and made a family. A family is not husband-wife. They could have stayed in paradise husband-wife, but they will feel lonely. Loneliness, even husband and wife without children of their choice, not of Allah's decision, is a life of loneliness. So Allah has made also children for us in order not to feel lonely husband-wife. It's a miserable life. I have another article about 25 pages about loneliness, but Allah doesn't want us to live lonely. Even Jannah, you are not to live by yourself in Jannah. In Surah Yasin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, Hum wa azwajuhum fi dhilalin ala al-ara'iki muttaki'un. In Jannah, husband and wife are going to enjoy the matrimonial life. And much more, in other surahs, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bring your children. And especially those who died infant and before the age of puberty, to come and then bring you all the services for you. So you don't feel lonely in paradise. We have a proverb in the Arabic language, Jannah bidun nas ma btindas. Jannah without a human being even around you, nothing. It will be like a ghost. You will be scared. Even if you come to a neighborhood when you are the first house to build, there is nobody, you will be scared. Imagine yourself, even you yourself, in your own house, by yourself. Your husband has gone for a conference for 5 days, and you are living by yourself. How do you feel every night? Even any click of a door, you feel lonely. And therefore, the idea of a family values is very, very important. We used to hear from sociologists 50 years ago, a family could be husband, wife, children, and maybe relatives, which are the extended. 10 years ago, they started telling us, no, it's family, husband, wife, and children. Last year and the year before, they said, no, could be single parent. And single parent could be what? Either divorced or widow. No, they don't mean that. Single parent means a female could have sex and the man ran away and she is single parent. Now they say, no, you don't need to have single parent, homosexual, gay and lesbian. And even they went all the way to the Muslim countries and non-Muslim countries to convince the Muslims you don't have to have children. Or even if you have children, make sure that you have the least. It's not family planning, what they call it, birth control. The idea of birth control does not exist in the book of Islam. Because of the word control. Who has the right to control other than Allah? No government has the right to control. No one has to dictate upon us that you should not have any number of children. It's your own wish. You may have 1, 2, with family planning, yes, but control means the government controls it. Islam against it. United Nations try through some crazy Muslim countries, they hold it in Cairo, to convince the whole Muslim world they are fed up that the number of the Muslims is increasing so much so, it's like a ghost or like a halo or something, like an enemy coming to the whole world. They want to reduce the number of the Muslims. 1.4 billion Muslims. In America, 8 million Muslims. From where you are coming? I don't know. Number of children, maybe. No, immigrant, yes. Number of children, yes. Convert, yes. So people love Islam, they are coming to it. Even in the whole foreign countries, people are accepting Islam. In France, high officials are accepting. In England, members of the parliament are becoming. Prince Charles cannot announce his Islam. He writes so many articles about Islam, the best thing in the world. George Bernard Shaw wrote an article, the best article. He said, we, the intellectual people in Europe, are practicing Islam, but we cannot say it. The new century is going to announce Islam as the outstanding religion of the world. You go to Vatican, Italy, the headquarters of the Vatican, for Catholic. The country of Italy is a Catholic country. No, it's a secular country. Italy is a secular country. Communist Party was ruling the whole country for numbers of years. The socialism, communism, nationalism, everything, and a small party called Christian Party. Even in the Vatican, when I went last year, like now, like this week, last week I was in the Vatican with the cardinals, bishop, and the pope for 5 days conference. I had to present the first paper for 1 hour. And they told us, the Bible is no more the true book of God. And you Muslims don't argue with us, Bible say, Bible say, Bible. You Muslims, you are stuck with your Quran to the letter. We said, what is your true Bible? They said the true Bible is from the Second Vatican Council. Whatever we decided from the Second Council Vatican is the true revelation of God. Which year? 1960, up till now. They said 1600 years ago, the book has been rewritten in customs habit, and it's no more the true Bible. I said, Alhamdulillah, the Quran has the true Bible. And when I tell this to the Catholic, they are shocked. And I said, you are interested to convert us and to make missionary in the Muslim world. Why you are worried about us? We are crazy, leave us alone. Here in America, we have so many Catholics who are becoming becoming Muslims. Why don't you come and take care of them? Honest to God, many of the Americans who are accepting Islam are the Catholics. Highly educated. You are worried about us? Go and take care of your own children. You have a picture. I thought somebody put it for me, the picture that last year I was in the Vatican with the Pope, with the Cardinal and Bishop, but that is during the celebration. But we had 5 days sitting in a conference closed room. They said no recording, not even tape recorder. They were scared to death. I said, why you are scared? It's open. In America, everything is open. They said, no, this is Vatican. In Vatican, we don't allow anything to go outside our hands. You see how scared they are. We tell them our family values, they appreciate. Before continuing family values, let me finish from this situation. Do you know that they have 3 Islamic universities controlled by the Vatican? Give BA, MA, PhD. In Islamic studies, in Sharia, in Quran, Hadith, Fiqh, Sirah, and Khutab Jum'ah. When they saw my books of Khutab Jum'ah, they want all my books of Khutab Jum'ah. They said, we are teaching Khutab Jum'ah. When they showed the outline, I showed them the outline of Islamic Sharia class. They said, give us all the material of Sharia class because we teach Sharia here. They took us to their library in the College of Islamic Studies there. The students are from Pakistan, from India, from Iraq, from Lebanon, from Jordan, from Egypt, from all Arab and Muslim countries. They bring Muslims and Christians at the same time to confuse them, so as they go and proselytize the Muslim and confuse the Muslims. I can get you so many now distorted ayah. Let me see if you know whether it is distorted or not. Since you are an Arab, the only Arab. They say, you Muslims, you tell us that قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ تَعَالَوْا إِلَى كَلِمَةٍ سَوَاءٍ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمْ. Come, let's sit together and discuss issues. On one side, Quran says this. On the other side, say وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا إِلَّا لِمَنْ تَبِعَدْ. وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا means don't trust anybody unless they are following your religion. So how come in one ayah it says go and invite and study and discuss issues and solve it, on the other don't trust us? So how can we live with you? What would you say? وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا. So وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا means don't trust anybody unless they are followers. See, he accepted the distorted ayah. Instead of correcting me, don't worry. Not you. Every Arab, I tell him the same thing. They try to find an excuse for that distorted ayah to explain the ayah wrongly. He wants to explain it rightly, But it is not ayah. There is no ayah in the Quran called وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا إِلَّا لَمَنْ تَبِعَ دِينَكُمْ. There is another ayah called وَلَا تُؤْمِنُوا, not وَلَا تَأْمَنُوا. And who said it? The Jews used to say to each other against Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't believe in Muhammad, don't believe in the Muslims unless they follow you. Believe. See the word? Believe, tu'min. Trust, ta'man. It's easy to change one vowel to distort the whole meaning. And since they know that Arab Muslims didn't study much Islam, and they have special course how to invade the Arab Muslim mentality. Another course, Arab Christian mentality, to teach them these things to confuse the Muslim. The third course is for you non-Arab Muslims, because you don't know much about your Islam. It's easy to convert you. And there are Pakistani Muslim and Christians studying in the Vatican. At any rate, I wish I have the time to discuss all these. Usually it takes me 2 hours to tell you all my visit, what had happened there for 1 week. And really, it's a surprise for all of us that we didn't know. And they established Islamic universities with degrees. Here in America, do we have Islamic universities run by us? No. Why? It costs money, fortune. We don't want. So don't want. Let's go back to the family. Is it okay now? I'm looking at your faces. I'll be happy to discuss as much as you want, but we didn't come for that. Sometimes I add flavor here, flavor there, so as it will not be a dull. And really, it's really so exciting, so good that you should be aware of it. And we told them, we don't convert, you convert. We don't proselytize, you proselytize. We don't baptize, you baptize. And we don't debate, you debate. What do? I said, we inform. They said, no, now we don't believe in proselytization. I said, no, you still believe it. You know what is proselytization? Means you try to convert somebody through hardship. They go to India, Pakistan, or Africa, poor, miserable people, or refugees. They go and give them food, medicine, give them the Bible. Now, I told them, one of the cardinal was from Nigeria. He was bragging that because of the Vatican, he became now in the range of what you call it, cardinal. You know, cardinals are the ones who select the Pope from within themselves. For 450 years, the Pope has to be from Rome. This Pope is from Poland. And it was a big war in the whole Catholic world. How in the world, even white, blonde, blue, Polish is the Pope? Now, that crazy cardinal from Africa, from Nigeria, he thinks that one time he might be there. It will never. I said, you yourself, I was in Nigeria, and I know what you have done in Nigeria. When I was in Nigeria, the Muslims of Nigeria will not send their kids to Christian missionary schools, not even to public school. Some of them. They wanted only to Muslim schools. What did you do? You established a Muslim school, you Christians, and you called it Muslim Grammar School, which is high school. We went there, knock at the door. Salamu alaikum. What? Salamu alaikum. What? Is this Muslim Grammar School? Yes. We said, we are Christian missionaries renting this place for the Muslim. Go to the other building, the principal is there. We went to the principal, knock at the door. Salamu alaikum. What? Are you the principal? Yes. Salamu alaikum. Is this Muslim Grammar School? Yes. And in his office, all the pictures of Mary and Jesus and statues. We found out all the administrators and the teachers are Christians, all the kids are Muslims. Muslim families, they want to send their kids to Muslim school, so they establish Muslim grammar school, but they are Christians running the whole school. I said, you are cheaters, you are liars. You goof the Muslims to bring them there, to cheat them, to proselytize them. We brought it to the attention of Grand Mufti at that time. He was shocked. He said, they came to us and we gave them letter of recommendation to go to the Middle East and get money because they are Muslim school. I said, you see, you are Grand Mufti and you don't know what goes on in your country. Proselytization through deceiving and through cheating and lying. I said, Jesus is innocent of what you are doing. We will not go through this route. You help people, you don't tell them zakat, so as not to insult them. You help people, don't brag and say, I'm rich, you are poor. Don't brag that you are donating and generous. Do it for the love of Allah. The best of all, when you put your hand in one and you try to give it, not even the two hands know what you have done. That's the maximum that you can really please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it easy? It's not easy. Is it easy to put your hand in one pocket and give and you don't know how much? No. Once I was raising money to one masjid, one child was so happy. He went to his father. He said, "Father, did you hear Dr. Sakr what he said?" He said, "Yes, what does it mean?" He said, "You give money, you shouldn't know how much." He said, "How can I do it?" He said, "Give me your credit card. I'll give it to him. Let him deduct how much he wants. Then by the end of the month, you know how much you deducted." Somebody came to me, he said, "Crazy, you take credit card, don't you know haram?" "Why?" I said. He said, "You pay interest." I said, "No, you don't have to pay interest. By the end of the month, pay it. You don't pay interest." Now, we go back to family counseling and family values. Islam has insisted that family is built on solid foundation. Father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, and all the extended families. Now, therefore, I wish that we Muslims understand it the way Allah wanted it. Now, the mother-in-law and father-in-law should be the best example for us. Nowadays, not all of them. Some of them, but not all of them. And the nephews and the cousins and the uncles and the aunts are all integral part of the family. In the old times, they used to live in one neighborhood and one big house, mansion, for every room and its facilities. Another room with facilities like a suite, and all in the same area. But now, nobody wants to see anybody. Leave me alone. Me and my wife, and not even your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. Leave them alone. And vice versa. The reverse, when husband marry their wife, they say, "Don't bring me your brother, sister, anything. Me and you, khalas." Where is the value of a family? No. Yes, if you bring your brother to live in your house, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, "Al-hamu al-maut." You know maut? Death. If you bring your brother to live in your own house, it will be a problem to you and to your wife. I have seen cases in Chicago when I was there. Suppose you brought your brother, you want him to live in your house, and he's young. Who's going to take care of him? Your wife. Say, "Please take care of my younger brother because I want to send him to college," and so on and so on. By taking him back and forth daily, love started between the wife and the younger brother. And they ran away together, and she divorced her husband, and she married his younger brother. It happened. A good number of that. So there is rules and regulation that if you want to help your own brother as a father, as a husband, help him, but don't put him in your own personal house. Put him in another apartment, even more money. Otherwise, don't bring him from your country to America or in your Muslim country, because there will be a time when something goes wrong. So in the family values that we are talking about values with morality. Now the question that has been raised, if I adopt a child, would you put like a mahram or no mahram? That's also value. We are talking about family values. Family values is built on morality. Now, family values, even Qur'an in chapter 24, telling us your children, when you have to teach them to knock at the door 3 times a day, means your bedroom is locked and your children have no right to enter that bedroom 3 times a day. Fajr time, afternoon, qaylula, rest, and at night. Why? Because you might be relaxed with your husband and not taking care of yourself. That's your private life that you have to enjoy it with your husband, and therefore you have to teach your children that way. But our children are not being told that the value. You have to teach even your boys and girls. Nowadays, in this vulgar society, you don't know who's who. Even brother and sister now may have sex relationship. Even father and daughter may have sex relationship. Don't you hear it every day on public? I'm not talking about Muslim, but we are also human beings. The more you allow integration or assimilation without values and barakah, the more we allow shaitan to enter into our house to disturb our house. And shaitan can disturb our houses very easily if, take it seriously since I'm talking to Muslims, if you do not pray 5 times a day, you are a culprit for the shaitan to disturb you and disturb the whole family. I repeat once for all. We'll talk about it later tomorrow, about this idea of how we can help each other spiritually and getting rid of all these things. I usually say if we do not pray 5 times a day, 1 or 2, the husband or the wife, shaitan comes to you to penetrate into your house and chain you in 2 pieces. وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. Anyone who refrain to pray 5 times a day and remember Allah, you will be like a dog chained down with the chain of the shaitan to tell you what you are supposed to do. And very simple formula. Because you refuse to remember Allah, then that is the loophole for shaitan to come to. Now, even if you and your wife pray 5 times a day, honest, sincere, shaitan comes to your babies to show them nightmares, to disturb you after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock after night. Even if you protect your children, and you should protect yourself at the time of sleeping, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to read Ayatul Kursi, Kul A'udhu, and wipe himself, in order not shaitan to come at night to show him nightmare. But if you want shaitan not to enter your house for 24 hours, you have to read, I don't know if I gave it to you or not. Surah Al-Baqarah, if you read it, all of it, he will not enter your house for 3 days and 3 nights. But who is going to read it? Surah Al-Baqarah, all of it. But there is a shortcut. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, if you read the first 5 ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, 5. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. These are first 5 ayat from Baqarah. Number 2, you read Ayatul Kursi, behind it immediately, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, and the 2 ayat after it, لا إكراه في الدين, قد تبين الرشد من الغي. These are 3 ayat, Kursi, and 2 more ayat, 5 and 3, 8. And the last 3 ayat of Baqarah, لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض آمن الرسول لا يكلف الله نفسا. Therefore, 11 ayat, if you read them daily, no shaitan can come to your house for 24 hours. Is it too much? No. You can read them at night, in the morning, during the day, wipe your face. Huh?
When you're driving, then you can read.
Yes. So my respect to the whole family value, so as no shaitan will penetrate you and your wife and your children. Even your children, if they are babies, wipe their face and body before they go to sleep with the Ayatul Kursi. Hopefully nothing will happen to them. Now, even if you and your husband and your children are protected in your house, Allah will send you another crazy Muslim to disturb you inside the masjid, because he is being possessed by shaitan or chained down by shaitan, and he comes with all his vulgarity and immorality and all the type of thing to disturb you. Well, what would you do? If somebody starts shouting at you, and if you have a husband, what a husband will do? He will fight him. Well, we have at least in the Eid, Salat al-Eid in Chicago, 20,000 people. Some ladies coming, beautiful, decorated. Somebody saw a young lady, beautiful. He started whistling to her to attract her attention. It turned to be she is with her husband. That poor fellow went and brought a piece of metal and hit him on his head, blood and crush and whatnot. The squad came, the ambulance came, the police came, and all this happened in the Eid, the happy occasion, unfortunately. In Orange County, Eid al-Fitr, they made it in the Navy buildings, mashallah, 15,000. Beautiful khutbah Muzammil Siddiqui gave and whatnot. And while going out, also teenagers were fighting. Second day, Eid al-Fitr was Thursday. Friday, he gave them beautiful khutbah praising the Muslim, how they behaved there. He did not know they were fighting. After they finish the khutbah, he finished the khutbah, people start, gangsters, Muslims, fighting each other inside the masjid area. 18 police cars came to take them away from each other and put some of them in the jail. Why? Because somebody whistling to a girl, he beated him, they beat each other. Second day, they brought each other's gang and they start fighting in the masjid. So what I'm saying, family values, yes, we love ourselves. Don't expose your beauty too much. And when you are in a crowd like this, everybody, husband should say, this is my wife. And you should say, yes, he's my husband. Is it haram to say, this is my wife or this is my husband? In the Muslim countries, families, yes. They said that Oriental people, husband walk in the front and wife in the back. He doesn't want to let everybody, this is my wife. That's culture. In Europe, they said they walk side by side. In America, the lady walk in the front and the man in the back because she's the boss in America. I'm saying, but Islam, is it not true? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was walking with his wife after Maghrib. It was dark. And somebody passed by, Salamu alaikum, alaikum salam. And afterwards he said, come here, brother. Yes, Rasulullah. What? He said, this is my wife. He said, yeah, what's wrong? He said, I don't want to allow your shaitan to think I'm walking with any lady. This is my wife. You see? You see, that's the honor of a value of a family. You want more? I'll go more. Dr. Muzaffar, would you be able today and your wife to make a jogging race in front of all of us and see who's going to be faster? 1 mile race. And we bring you and your wife, and anyone who is married here will bring the husband and wife, and say, Dr. Akhtar, you're here? Yep. Your wife is here? What? Well, she's out. Same thing. Will you repeat the same thing? Me and my wife to run in front of everyone, and we are watching? Where in the world you are bringing this new invention in Islam? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it with Aisha. When she was young still, she surpassed him and she won. And it's written in the hadith in the seerah. Later on, she became a little bit husky, and he ran and he won. It's written. How? Where? Did he do it at night? Everybody was seeing them. Everybody was watching, and it was reported in the whole hadith. But if you tell Muslim to do that, no, shame. Okay. Shame to do what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, but we do so many other things. Family values does not prevent you from doing social activities, sports activities. What did Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us? علموا أولادكم الرماية والسباحة وركوب الخيل. Teach your children horseback riding, and teach them swimming, and teach them archery. Swimming? Where to swim? You want to swim in front of others, men and women? No, he didn't say men and women. But how you are going to swim among yourself, you sisters, with the whole hijab? I don't know. We had camping, every year we had camping from Illinois. We go to California to Marhub Qureshi, and we have his wife, his wife. And we have swimming for ladies, swimming for boys. Even in Chicago, we go to Wisconsin for the, camping. We have swimming for girls and moms, and swimming for boys and father, but with decency and special dress. But at least we have to learn. God forbid, if now you are dumped into a swimming pool, would you know how to swim? No. Save your life? No. And that's our problem. We learn so many things in science and technology, but our saving the life, we don't want to learn it but it is part of family values. No. We thought family values means only put the hijab and hide yourself and don't come to the masjid. That's Islam. There are certain places, they don't allow Muslim women even to enter masjid. It's haram. Aib. Don't you feel ashamed? How you allow them to come to the masjid? The shadow of a woman, not a woman, shadow of a woman is haram. If you think that way, go and live somewhere else. This is the planet Earth. It is male and female. It's parent and children, family values. I'm talking still about the family values. So the family values, there is respect, no doubt about it. Yes, Islam demanded from both of us, first we, before you, sister. He said the family values that we men, when we look at women, don't poke your eyes. Therefore, if you think sex hormone from pituitary gland are going to secrete and excrete, Cast your eyes. So many times we look, we talk, then we turn our face and listen. Or we look and we look down. American ladies don't appreciate it. In America, they say eye to eye. Yes or no? Yeah. To a Muslim sister, I want to talk to you eye to eye. What will happen to you, to me? You say, why he's scaring me? He's poking his eyes toward me. So we Muslims, out of courtesy, we look down. Yes or no? Or we look side. Many times American ladies, what they think, and I have seen it, and I broke the ice with many American ladies, and they said, yes, how did you know? I said many times when a Muslim man is talking to any lady, American or Muslimah, it's not recommended to look eye to eye, cast down the eye. You know many women, what they do, American, they start putting their hands here. They think that the man is looking there. And they told me, yes, many times we put our hand here, we thought he is looking here, he's not looking eye to eye. I said, no, out of respect, he's looking down, he's not looking at your chest. He said, true. I said, because out of respect not to look eye to eye, they look down, and you think he's looking here. So they told me, many Americans, at least you broke the ice, because it happened many times, and we don't know why they don't look at us. Anything wrong? I said, no, out of respect. Islam says, كل المؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم ذلك أزكى لهم. Tell believing men, when they look at women, cast down their eyes in order to protect their private organs. And you know it biologically, sex hormone from pituitary glands secrete and excrete all types of hormone. Even you smell hamburgers, saliva in your mouth. The biryani, saliva comes in your mouth. Why? Because the male man, whose name is acetyl coenzyme A, goes to the brain and say, what? Go and then tell the salivary gland secretes. And then the same thing for sex hormone and all other things. And therefore Islam says, your first look is for you, the second look is against you. Let me repeat. The first look, if I'm looking at you, the first look is for me. The second look is against me if I continue looking like this. You know, in the camp, what a young boy told me, he said, uncle, is it true? I said, yes. He said, 3 times he asked me, the first look for me, second look against me. I said, yeah. You know, he said, you gave me permission. What is permission? He said, the first look, he didn't have eyeglass. He said, I'm going to catch my eyes like this, not to allow it to, I look. So it's first look for me. You see, boys and girls, teenagers, they are so smart. They know how to make use of it for their benefit. The same thing for the women. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same surah says, let them also do the same. So you have the same brain, same sex hormone on the different level. Difference is OH group here, the other one is H group. I'm not going to go now into that hormones and detail about it, but you know it from biology and biochemistry and whatnot, the difference. Now, it says more to the ladies. Ladies, that at least they should not expose their beauty. Yeah, a beauty? Why not we? He said, no, they are beautiful. So you are beautiful by nature. You don't have to decorate yourself. So you have to hide your beauty as much as possible. And different culture, Muslims have different way of doing it. But Allah said it, modesty. What is modesty? It's up to you. It has been explained not to be tight, not to show movement of any organ of the body, and not to put too much cosmetics, because any cosmetic you put is a sign of attraction. It's up to you. The same thing Islam says, that their dress should extend all the way down, loose. And the hijab, unfortunately, a good number did not know. They think hijab is only on the neck, on the chest. No. حجب يحجب حجابا خمرة وليضربن بخمورهن على جيوبهن. الخمار, what is خمرة? خمرة. Huh? What is? No, خمر. You know خمر? Alcohol? How do you produce alcohol? You put the grape and you cover it from the top 100%. If oxygen comes into it, it will become acetic acid, which is vinegar. If you cover it 100%, it is ethyl alcohol, it is khamra. So the khamra is top cover. And that is the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Asma bint Abu Bakr. When she became the age of puberty, she showed her femininity. He said, yes, ya Asma, المرأة إذا بلغت المحيض, when she reached the age of puberty, nothing should be shown except the face and the hands. But that is your business. We are talking about family values. We are not now asking anybody to do anything. It's your business to do whatever you want. It's not my business here to tell you otherwise except what Islam. And don't feel bad, those who don't have it, huh? Don't feel bad, huh? We respect all of you, we honor all of you, but it's not this that makes you better Muslim. But if you do it, well and good. Now, for those Muslims, they ask me, is it a must? I said, Wallah, it's not me, Allah says it. I said, do you pray 5 times a day? Dr. Suraya, supposedly. Do you pray with hijab or without hijab? How about if you are by yourself in your own house, nobody at home except you? Do you put hijab also? During the salat?
Yes.
Why?
Requirement.
That's what God wanted.
Huh?
Because that's what God commanded us to do.
Allah demanded that you should also put hijab during salat when you are by yourself in your own bedroom, nobody is there?
Yes.
Why? Why you put hijab? Allah created you, He knows you from top to bottom. Why you are putting hijab to Allah? You are hiding from Allah? Don't misunderstand me if I use. He has no sex hormones or sex appearance or anything like us, huh? But you do this out of respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and out of modesty and decency. So when you come to the masjid, don't you do the same? I say to the Muslim sister, at least, if you pray 5 times a day and you believe you put hijab, it's enough now training course for you. The rest will come at a later time. I don't force the hijab, I don't talk about it, by the way. When I teach also the sisters for a year, they ask me about hijab, I say I'm not going to talk about it. Because haq, batil, batil. Why should I talk now about hijab? Let me keep the hijab the very last one. It's a byproduct of full iman. Yes? If I start hijab at the beginning, people look at me, how could you dare? You insult me, huh? You're insulting me, huh? I said, leave me alone. They ask me about hijab, I say, I'm not going to give you any material about hijab for the time. So I'm trapped now into it, but I hope you don't mind, okay? You take it seriously. Now, the family values that we are to talk more is the value of respect of the parents and the children and everybody. Your children have to be recognized that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, and many Sahaba have recommended so many things. One of them is that between the first day are born till the 7 years, you have to play with them. I have seen some cases when they reach 3 years, 4 years, they beat them. Why? How come you don't pray with me? Give time. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us at the year of 7, now you start teaching them salah. Let them enjoy life. This is their life of angelic life from 1 day till 7 years. Let them mimic you, seeing you praying, they'll follow you. But to tell them if you don't pray, I'm beating you, and I saw them, some of them slapping them. That's not the value of raising children. They have to play, you have to play with them. How can I play? I'm too old to play with them. Who told you to wait till you become 30 or 33 and then you got married and then you had children at the age of 35, 50, 40 and now you want to play with them? Allah. Islam says get married at the age of 22. Too early. He just finished his BS or BA. How can I allow my daughter to marry somebody who just finished BA? No, he should have 5 C's. You still remember the 5 C's I said last time or no? Last year? What are those? In Singapore, no one will marry a man unless he has in his custody 5 letters, C, the letter C. What is that? I gave a big lecture about it. They gave me the title. They gave me the title 5 C's. I had to ask them, what is 5 C's? They gave it to me. So I had found them 15, 20 C's better than their 5 C's. The girl will not marry a young man unless he has a career. Start with the letter C, career. Means a degree and professional person. Number 2, he has to have credit cards. He has to have a car. He has to have cash in the bank, enough cash, and then condo. There they don't have houses, they have condos only.
And also the certificate of premarital counseling.
I wish this we need it here very much. Believe me, in America we need it very badly. And unfortunately there, every boy has to go to the military service for 2 years. So he is fed up of education. The girls have reached the age of finishing degree at the university. The boys didn't. They went into business, but not intellectual. They couldn't. One young man pretended himself to be a religious person. He enticed them to marry him, and he moved from Singapore to Malaysia at the borderline. There is a borderline. Just cross 1 mile, you'll be in the other country. In the other country, Malaysia, they allow more than one wife. So he enticed. You know how many he married? Graduate from universities with niqab. You know niqab? They are with full hijab and nothing you see except eyes. 10 graduate student girls married that young man, and all are satisfied with him, and he is satisfied with them. 6 of them work outside, 4 of them inside to take care of the babies. In the first year he has, I don't know, in the second year he had 17 babies. How he got from them 17 babies? 3 years later he had 27 babies. They caught him in Malaysia. They told him, you have no right to marry more than 4. How come you have 10? He said, go and tell them. They said, we love him. We want him as a husband. We don't want anybody else. They said, no. You go to jail. You have to divorce someone. Because of lack of encouragement of marriage and because of too much request and too much demanding from the families of the girl, so either they marry non-Muslims or they ended up like this situation. And we ended up with too many girls, single. I have seen so many single in Singapore, grown up, PhD, MD. Nobody wants to marry them. The compatibility. When I was in Malaysia, one sister from Santa Clara with her husband there, from India, Pakistan, she's acting as a liaison to encourage Muslims from America to go to Malaysia to marry Malaysian girls and bring them here. Because there are plenty of girls unmarried in Malaysia, highly educated. The same thing in Singapore. Same thing now, I'm seeing it in America. A large number are unmarried. So, family values. I can talk about, now, about the children. At the age of 7 till 14, you have to teach them Islam and practice Islam. 14 to 24, you have to treat them as brothers and sisters. No more dictation, no more orders. Your children tell them, you are like my brother. You know what does it mean? You have no right to instruct them. Now, many of us, I'm the boss. I'm the father. When I say, you have to listen. I said, it doesn't work. Neither in Mecca, in the days of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nor here in America. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to even play with his grandchildren, yes or no? Imam Hassan and Hussein, radiallahu anhu, when they were babies, they used to jump on him during Salah. And he used to keep his face on the floor, let them enjoy till they wake up. Here, if anybody comes on we beat them, get rid of them. So the values of playing with them as much as possible. Now, some of you might be grandparents. Would you play with your grandchildren? Horsey. Too much. It's even Pharaoh played with Musa, alayhi salam, when Musa was a baby. Musa was adopted with Pharaoh. And what did he do? He tried to play with him up and down. What Musa did to him? Urinated on his face. Urinated on the Pharaoh? Pharaoh wants to kill Musa. He chopped the head of all the boys of Bani Israel. He did not know that Musa is from Bani Israel. He said, how in the world this adopted child urinated on God? I am God. He wanted to chop his head. They told him, no. He's a baby. So what? He said, no, he's smart. They told him, no, let us check on his smartness. They brought fire and they brought a piece of gold. Let's see which one he will catch. If he is smart, he will take the gold. If he is not smart, baby, innocent, he will catch the fire. He caught the fire, charcoal, put it in it. He burned his tongue and mouth. For that reason, Musa alayhi salam, when he grew up and he was recruited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give the message, he said, no, ya Allah, it's too much for me. First, when he killed innocently, one man was killed because he was defending one. And he said, I cannot speak properly. My brother Harun afsahu minni lisana. He knows how to speak. Me, stuttered. When I was telling my grandchildren, you see the story, how can you tell a baby child, 2 years or 3 years, what does it mean to stutter? So his name was Mutha, because he cannot speak properly. So this is the only way you have to mimic. I'm telling you these because when you talk to babies and children, you have to act like a child yourself. If you want to bring the seerah to your children, grandchildren, the way you understand mentality, they will not understand. I'll give you an example. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course, didn't know his father because he died before he was born. And then his mother. When he was crying to his mother, Mommy, where is my father? Crying, huh? Wallah, he went to Allah. Why? Because he loves Allah. And Allah loves him, he went to him. Mommy, I want to go to Kmart. Well, I don't have a car. Was there a Kmart at that time? No. You have to bring the history of today there so that the children can understand. I don't have money. I don't have car. I don't have... Well, let's walk. See? Even the idea of bringing Kmart or Vans or whatever grocery store and department store, you have to bring it to their attention today rather than 1,400 years ago in order to let them enjoy the seerah when you are talking any value of respect. When we talk about family values, and by the way, the hadith says after 21 years old, they are independent. You cannot control them, which means you should allow them to get married and settle. Now, the idea of family values, we said respect of mom and dad tremendously. Every place in the Quran you read about respect of parents, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the mother above the father. And you should not feel bad about it. Yes or no? When Allah is saying even hadith, Al-Jannah tahta aqdam al-ummahat, huh? Jannah at the feet of the mothers. Why? حملته كرها ووضعته كرها. Because she conceived him with difficulty and hate, and she delivered him with difficulty and hate. And then she nursed, and then she cleaned, and whatnot. Even if you have a babysitter and you have a servant and whatnot, still you are taking care of your baby. We get fed up, we get tired, we get exhausted. Leave me alone. Is it not true? You can add your experience. If your baby or child after 2 o'clock night is being disturbed with nightmare, who's going to take care of him, the mom or the dad? Mom. What the dad will say, leave me alone. He may go to another room. He may go to, leave me alone, I'll go to another room to sleep, and you take care of the baby. It's understood. This is what most of them told me like that. So Jannah is for you, Mora. Is it not true in the days of judgment, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that he is going to be number 1, entering Jannah, door of Jannah, and Adam behind him, carrying the flag of Alhamdulillah. While he is to enter, there's lady shoulder to shoulder before Adam with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jibreel, who's this lady going with me? He said, that is a woman that took care of orphans. A woman who will take care of any orphan will be number 1 before Adam even. Shoulder to shoulder. Is it not true? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ana wa kafilul yatim ka asba'iyya hatayn." Me and the one who takes care of the orphan like this. We go to Jannah directly. Is it not true also with the family values? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw somebody making tawaf around the Kaaba, carrying a woman around him. When he finished, who's this old woman with you, young man? He said, this is my mother. She cannot make tawaf, so I was carrying her on my back. Did I repay her the favor she did for me, Ya Rasulullah? He said, look here, young man, if you bring your mom from your country on your back, barefooted, and come to Mecca, make tawaf around Kaaba, and make sa'i 7 times between Safa and Marwa, and go and do the rituals to Arafah, Muzdalifah, Mina, and then go back with tawaf, ifada, and then tawaf wida', and then go back to your country while your mother is still on your back, you will never ever repay the favor to your mother. Is it a good thing to teach your children and to the American? You know what I told the teenagers in our neighborhood? I said, imagine yourself, you want to fulfill this hadith, barefooted from your country to go to Mecca from LA, what should you do? You have to walk all the way from the Pacific to the Atlantic, barefooted. How many months it will take you while your mother is on your back? And then when you reach Atlantic, you have to swim like a dolphin, and your mother is on your back. And you are swimming like a whale, and mom is still on the back to cross the Atlantic. And you reach Gibraltar, Jabal Tariq, you know, and the strait, like a canal. You have still to cross it, and then cross the whole Mediterranean Sea while mom is still on your back, and then cross Suez Canal while mom is still on your back, and then go to the Red Sea and still mom is on your back, and you land in Jeddah, and now you still mom is on your back, and you have to walk barefooted to Mecca. And then from there, you have to make the tawaf 7 times, the sa'i 7 times, go to Arafah, Mina, Muzdalifah, and whatnot, come back to tawaf, and then go all the way the same thing. It will take you maybe 10 years to finish it, and you are not going to repay the favor to your mother. You know what a young boy, what he went and told mom and dad? He narrated that story to them, and he told them, Mom, Dad, you know, even when Dr. Sakr told us this, if on my way I lost one whole leg, because a whale ate my leg. On my coming back, I lost the other leg. Still, Mom, I cannot afford to please you or to do favor to you. I mean, he reached a stage of loving his mother so much that even if I'm going to lose even my legs, I'm not going to satisfy you because I love you so much. Don't you feel happy, those who are mothers, to hear stories like this, so as your children even appreciate you? So when we are talking about family values, without narrating story from the seerah after story, we can talk family values up in the air without any concrete thing. Stories in family values are must, without which nobody is going to listen to us. Now, in the coming session, we are going to go directly now into the idea of husband-wife relationship and what you are supposed to say to each other and not to say to each other. Something do's and something don'ts, which you have hit. I don't know. Did you give it to them? No. Not yet. So we'll give. But also, she gave you dua. Among the other dua, we can see which one is easy. The shortest of all, that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when a tornado or hurricane or earthquake is coming to hit us, and here, mashallah, in Florida, you have too many hurricanes. I was so surprised. How come there is no rain, no hurricane? So if you don't want any of those things to happen to us, you say, Allahumma hawalayna wa la alayna. Very simple. Ya Allah, let it be around us, but not on us. And really, anytime I see a hurricane coming or storm in that part of the world, even driving car, too heavy rain, I said, Ya Allah, I repeat this dua so many times, and really, it reduces on the car, and every place is there except on my car. I said, it's not bragging. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. With the blessing of Allah that Allah gives it to you, say it. And really, this had happened in the days of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam when they had a drought. They requested him and they made Salat al-Istisqa. We should learn all these in the future, how to bring rain. And Allah brought them rain in Mecca, but it was too much. Then, Ya Rasulullah, he said, okay, read this dua. Allahumma hawalayna wa la alayna. Let it be around us, but not on us. So the rain went into the mountains and the other places, not on them. But now, suppose it is coming, it's coming, whether you like it or not. What should you do? And you are there. And you say, Allahumma hawalayna wa la alayna. And Allah wants it to hit, whether you like it or not. What would you do? Huh? I didn't hear. Accepted. But there is alternative. You remember anything happened in the Quran from the stories of Anbiya, what Allah did? Yes. Yeah, but it is going to hit. And you are in the same city, and the city has to have earthquake. and going to be showered with brimstones. I'm giving you clues. يسبح الرعد بحمده. So it says Ra'ad is making a tasbih. The earth, the city is going to have earthquake and to be showered with brimstones. I gave you 2 clues. Story. Noah is a flood. Noah, he told them go into boat after and then it will have a flood. He got it. Qawm Lut. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say to Lut? He said, before Fajr, get out of this city because I am going to send earthquake and I'm going to shower them with brimstones to get rid of their flesh and body so as it will not smell anything. So if it is going to happen, you have to leave. How can you know? You have to make a special dua which is found in Surah Al-Mu'minun chapter 23 at the very end of that chapter. رَبِّ إِمَّا تُرِيَنِّي مَا يُوعَدُونَ رَبِّ فَلَا تَجْعَلْنِي فِي الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Ya Allah, if you are going to show me that this crisis is going to happen against these zalim, please let me be outside this city. Let me go. Because Lut was asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, leave the town before Fajr because at Fajr time I'm sending an earthquake, plus I'm going to shower them with brimstones from hell so as I will burn them into ash. رَبِّ إِمَّا تُرِيَنِّي مَا يُوعَدُونَ رَبِّ فَلَا تَجْعَلْنِي فِي الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Is it okay? Did you memorize it? Not yet. Repeat those 2 dua. Allahumma حوالينا ولا علينا. Allahumma حوالينا ولا علينا. One brother in there, he said, Allahumma حوالينا وعلينا. I said, what? I said, وعلينا. You want it outside, you want it on us? I said, ولا, not وعلينا. It's good too. And the other one dua that we said is what? Which one we said? Rabbi imma turiyani. Repeat after me. Rabbi imma turiyanni ma yu'adun. Rabbi fala taj'alni fil qawmi al-zalimin. We'll learn it more and more, inshallah. Now in the second session, inshallah, after we come back, we start talking about husband-wife and the ethics and morality and treating what should we do to respect each other so as we'll not end with shaitan divorcing us. I'm not going to ask who is divorced, who is separated or not. That's not my business. Now these are some of the dua that you might have them. This is what I told you before. Ya Hayy, Ya Qayyum, bi rahmatika astaghith. Oh Allah, you are the Hayy, you are the living, you are the one who takes care of everything. And with your mercy, I am seeking ghawth. You know al-ghawth? Al-ghawth is like you lost hope. There is no hope at all except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I want everybody to recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometime would not help you till you reach a stage of hopelessness. You know hopelessness means you want to kill yourself. When you reach that level, crossroad, then the ghaus comes to you. And you should feel happy then when Allah is testing you, husband-wife problem. Why? No, I don't want to live in peace and harmony. We'll come to it later, that the more you are mu'min and mu'minah, the more you are going to be tested. We'll get you different tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the second one, what I told you, whoever reads these ayat, the first ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat Al-Kursi, and 2 ayat after it, and the last 3 ayat from Surah Al-Baqarah, you will be saved from shaitan for 24 hours. The other thing that we told you about dua, this is, we didn't give it to you maybe, dua al-fajr. You have it? Okay, dua al-fajr. And it is also in some other books of fiqh, it says also dua al-qunut. But this one is Allahumma hdini fi man hadayt. Oh Allah, guide me among those whom you have guided. Wa afini fi man afayt. Give me good health among those whom you gave them health. وتولني فيمن توليت, and take care of me. The same thing, وبارك لي فيما أعطيت, also give me barakah of what you are giving to the others. Even when you are giving me anything, give me barakah, because you may have millions of dollars, no barakah. You may have $100 and it is barakah. You know, sometimes you go to grocery store or department stores, you buy with few hundred grocery store, well, they are not worth it. Sometimes with $50, you buy so much grocery store, it's barakah. You put the food on the table, up, who ate it? We don't know. No barakah. Sometimes you put food and still, you have all guests and still plenty of food. Barakah. Because if there is no barakah, means shaitan came to your house and lifted up and they ate it. And it happened. We have so many stories about how shaitan pick up food from your house and take it. How shaitan follows you now to the car, and how you should immediately before you open your car say A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim, because they chase you, they chase me wherever we go. I have so many stories to tell you if you want later. And how you might find him in the car sitting as a friend of yours. How did he or she enter my car and he or she looks a friend of yours? Yeah, it happens so many. So you say A'udhu billahi minash shaitan, they run away from you. When you go to your house, even before you open your house, turn your face, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. The chief of the shayateen say to his soldier, get out of here, there is no place for you, son. Otherwise they will enter your house and they do all the haram for you and disturb. And they start eating from your food if you allow them. But at any rate. So, وَبَارِكْ لِي فِي مَا أَعْطَيْتَ, give me barakah for whatever. وَقِنِي شَرَّ مَا قَضَيْتَ, protect me from all the mischief that you have maybe has been decided on somebody. فَإِنَّكَ تَقْضِي وَلَا يُقْضَى عَلَيْكَ, you decide, nobody can decide for you, and nobody will be humiliated if you take care of them. تَبَارَكْتَ رَبَّنَا وَتَعَالَيْتَ, barakah from you and you are above all. The other one, dua istighfar. This is the small istighfar other than the big one that we gave you. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi zulman kathira ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. Oh Allah, I made a mistake and I made too many injustices and nobody can forgive but you, Ya Allah. You are the forgiver. Please forgive me, forgiveness from you, and give me your mercy. And you are the source of maghfirah. You are the source of also rahmah. The other one, dua ba'da salat, after every salat, very small. Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam tabarakta wa ta'alayta ya dal jalali wal ikram. The source of salam, peace from you, and barakah, and you are the Lord and glory and honor. After we hear the adhan, it's better also to make dua. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آتي محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه اللهم المقام محمود الذي وعدته, and it goes on and on. Because of the shortage of time, otherwise I'll be happy to explain each one. Did I give you this one? Yeah, you have it in the folder, I think. This is very important. Many times people come to you as a psychologist and psychiatrist or MD or a friend. You look at their face, gloomy face. Why? I'm depressed. Now it was reported through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, his house and masjid door to door. He opened the door, he goes into the masjid. At 10 o'clock in the daytime, he opened the door, entered masjid, saw somebody sitting. He was surprised. Who is this man? It's the time of work, it's not the time of salat. He came to his face, tap on his shoulder. What happened to you? You look very gloomy. He said, Humum lazimatni wa duyun. What does it mean? Humum is a plural of ham. And ham means depression. Too much depression came on me. And duyun, too many loans. He said, I lost all my businesses. And everybody is asking me. What was his name, by the way, that man? Abu Umama. Remember his name, he is one of the good Sahaba that you can hear so many ahadith from him. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam felt sympathy upon him. You mean you lost all your businesses? He said, everybody is knocking at the door, he wants money, money. Here in America, what do? File bankruptcy. There was no bankruptcy there. Even if you file bankruptcy and you have plenty of money, in the day of judgment, you have to pay the people in America, even if they are kafir. There is no mercy. Adl is adl. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, give me prescription. What should I do? He said, no problem. I'll give you a prescription. If you do it daily, Allah will bring you business. Then you pay everybody, and then you pay also charity and sadaqah and zakah. You know, at that time, they believe Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they act accordingly. Here, Muslims, they come you for family counseling. You tell them, yes, 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 and then, no. They go and then spread rumor against you. They accuse you because you did it free. But Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it free. They trusted him. They come to you. They want you to tell them, no, they want you to do what he wants you to do. I say, it's not you or she, it's what Allah wants in family counseling. So at any rate, he gave him the first part of this dua. And Abu Umama said, in 1 week, Allah got rid of my depression and all my duyun, and so on and so forth. And really, I mean, if you, let me go back one step backward, if you bring tears on your face, you will get rid of your neurological diseases. You know better the psychologists and psychiatrists, and that I'm adding spirituality to it, because you will have less neurological diseases. Now here the dua that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Abu Umama is the first 2 sentences. It's composed of 4 things. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. The first part, the first one. Allahumma, repeat after me. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. You know, ham means depression, and hazan means sorrows. And you feel sorry for yourself. How come I was millionaire? I was this. I was practicing medical doctor. Now they took my even license. So yes, I add my voice to that voice. Yes, you feel depressed. So you are seeking refuge in Allah from ham and hazan. And the second one, repeat after me. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْعَجْزِ وَالْكَسَلِ. Ajiz, incapacitated. Kasal, laziness. Ya akhi, are you lazy? No. Wake up. What do you want me to do? Akhi, you are still young. Why do you have to go to public aid and be lazy? You know, most of those who went to public aid, they became lazy. Oh, every month they take few $100. So what? Why should I work? When I was in Australia, 2 friends I met there. One friend is a senior family counselor. Senior, officer, Muslim. He gets per week about $435 from the government. The lazy person who is not working on public aid, he get every week $485. So the public aid get more than the one who is employed full time. He said, you see, these bum Muslims, they enjoy to be lazy, getting more than me, he said about himself, and because the government public aid gives them more money. So a good number of Muslims now are sitting and they don't want to work. Even I met an Australian white Anglo-Saxon, he doesn't want to work. He's receiving public aid when he became Muslim. You crazy? You became Muslim and then you are now coming into the atmosphere of bump Muslims? Wake up and work. So you have to seek refuge in Allah, not to make us lazy. And not to be incapacitated. And incapacitated is not the biological incapacitation, it is the talking to each other. Sometimes people don't know how to talk. Speak up your mind and be charismatic speaker. No, I'm shy. I'm shy. Everybody is shy. Everybody feels shy, but at least I feel obliged. I have to speak what Allah wants me to speak. When you request Allah, please Allah, let me speak on your behalf, He will send you special angels from heaven to tell you what to speak, and you find yourself you are speaking and you don't know. Is it true what I spoke? Wallah, yes. I didn't know that. Believe me, the more you are with Allah, privately, secretly, you talk to Him at night, you will find that you are not incapacitated, you are not lazy. You will work day and night for the love of Allah. So you seek refuge. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْجُبْنِ وَالْبُخْلِ. Repeat after me. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ من الجبن والبخل. Jubn means Jaban, coward. Bakhil, miser. Oh, there are many Muslim or non-Muslim. They have hundreds of thousands of dollars. They will not give you $1. No. And they tell you, I'm poor. I know somebody from China, Muslim. His father is so generous. He's so stingy. He has millions of dollars, and he said, I have nothing. He doesn't want. Father wants to build a masjid in America. Yes, Dad. When it comes to no. Yeah, he gave fi sabilillah. His father was ready to give X number of millions of dollars. His other son, older son, took the money and made the business, and he lost all the $8 million in one transaction. So I'm saying, the more you spend, and don't be Jaban, don't be Bakhil, don't be miser. The more you are miser, then Allah will teach you how to be beggar. The more you give, the more Allah replaces you. In Egypt they say, أنفق ما في الجيب يأتيك ما في الغيب. The more you spend from your pocket, the more Allah replaces it much more. You keep it here, you lose it. You don't want to pay, don't pay. Police will catch you on the freeway and give you a ticket. So very simple. When you pay fi sabilillah, it's accredited for you with IRS as well as with Allah. With the police, nobody gives you credit, not even Allah. وأعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. Repeat after me. وأعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. Means I seek refuge in you from too much loans on me, and people are asking their money, and the bank is asking, the insurance is asking, and you don't have it. And this up to here is the dua that Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave it to Abu Umama. The second dua has been given from Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam through Ali ibn Abi Talib, and Ali ibn Abi Talib saw a friend of him in the city of Medina, also bankrupt. He said, did Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam teach you anything? He said, yes. He gave him this one. Allahumma ikfini bihalalika an haramika wa aghnini bifadlika amman siwaka. Ya Allah, suffice me from halal, not from haram. No liquor stores, no gambling, no lottery. And we do it with blood and sweat. $1 halal is better than 1 million haram. Because there is a hadith says, كل لحم نبت من سحت فالنار أولى به. Any flesh of yours has been nourished with haram, you have no way but to be burned in hell to purify that haram from your body. So think it over, not to earn any haram. You know, sometimes you have heard it, you know it better than me, how many doctors have been caught cheating. They write to the insurance that they have done this, and they didn't do anything for the sake of money. Yeah, earn $1 with halal rather than $1,000 haram. So let's repeat the whole dua. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan wa a'udhu bika min al-ajzi wal-kasal wa a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhli wa a'udhu bika min ghalabat ad-dayn wa qahr ar-rijal. Allahumma ikfini bihalalika عن حرامك وأغنني بفضلك عمن سواك. The rest of it is something else, also more dua about qabr. You know, all of us are going to go to the grave, and there is penalty in the grave. And I shouldn't go into that because it scares everybody. And it will wake you up after noon, after lunch. You know, really, it scares me anytime I remember what will happen in the grave. The first thing, the soul will come back to our flesh, and we will hear the footstep of the people around us. And this brings us to the medical doctor. Your definition of death is different from definition of death of Islam. Definition of death in Islam, when the heart is stopped, still the central nervous system is functioning. The dead person can see, can hear, but cannot communicate. For that reason, close the eyes. When the soul is still floating above the body, when the Israel comes to take it, and it float. We cry, we scream, we shout. Oh. Israel will stand at the door like this, looking at each one of us. Why you are screaming? The next time is yours. You are not aware. Next time is yours. Me? Yes. All of you are going to die. And by the way, Israel comes every day to each one of us one hadith says 5 times a day, look at our face, look at his paper. Are you the same person? Yes, your time is. It scares me, believe me. And then I have so many stories like this, believe me, so beautiful and so scary, but it is very interesting. When we go to the grave, then the soul will come back to us. Then 2 angels, Munkar and Nakir, comes to you, nobody with you. Imagine yourself, you are in the grave inside and nobody is with you. And now the 2 angels, how they look like? Did you read how they look like? Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, each eye is as big as a pot, and each tooth is as big as a horn of an ox. When they talk to you like a thunder. It's scary or not? When you are by yourself inside the grave and they are talking to you with the voice of thunder, and nobody with you. You know, even Sahaba were scared when Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was telling them that story. And you know, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu is tall, husky, militant man. He started crying. Kafa, kafa, ya Rasulullah, please, ya Rasulullah, it's enough, please make dua for me, I will not be in that state. He said, don't worry, يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِالْقَوْلِ الثَّابِتِ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. Allah will give strength to all those believers now and in the grave and in the day of judgment. You know what he did? I wish today you do something like that. Before he died, he tried to see who is his best friend, to make an agreement with him, so as whoever dies first will come through his soul to the living one to tell him what happened to him in the grave. He saw the most bashful Sahabi. Who is the most bashful Sahabi? Uthman ibn Affan. He put hand in hand and make a shake hand. Please, brother, if any one of us die, if you die before me, please let your soul come to me to tell me what happened. If I die, I'll pray to Allah to come to you to tell you in your dream what happened. Who died first? Umar, huh? So Uthman ibn Affan, while he was asleep, he saw Umar ibn Khattab in his dream. He told him, Ya Umar, what happened to you in the grave? When the 2 angels, Munkar and Nakir, came to you during the days of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you were crying. Were you crying now? You see, the 2 souls are talking. Because when you sleep, your soul is out. Therefore, the 2 souls are talking while you are, dreaming. He said, when they came to act as prosecutor and interrogators to interrogate me, I asked them, who are you? Instead of they coming to ask me, I asked them. They said, we are Munkar and Nakir. Why you are coming here? We just take the report. And he told them, who is your God? Instead of they asking, he started acting as a prosecutor to them. Allah gave him so much strength to the extent that they were to be questioned rather than he to be questioned. Is it not good that you make a ahad, bay'ah, 2 together and say to each other, whoever dies before me will come and tell me, either husband or wife. If you love each other, respect each other. Or a friend to a friend. Now, the other one, Azab al-Qabr wa Fitnat al-Hamd. It's enough for you now, you wake up? Or you want more? The last story before we go to our discussion, the other story. Sulaiman alayhi salam. You know, Allah subjugated everything. He was in Jerusalem. While he was sitting in his headquarters with all the people around him, a man came. And that man came, he looked at the friends of Sulaiman alayhi salam. He saw one. He started looking at him like this. The man was scared. Why he's looking at me with this idea of scare? And then he went and whispered to Sulaiman, how come this man is here? He said, he's part of my hashiyah. And then, bye-bye, that man came to Sulaiman, what? This man, why he's looking at me and scaring me? He said, this is Malak al-Maut Azrael. He said, looking at me, he wants me. Please, please get me out of here. Where do you want to go? He said, take me to the farthest distance of India. In the hadith, you read India. And he said, you really want to go there? He said, that is the farthest area I can think of. He said, okay. He put him, went there. He went to the farthest distance of East India. Malak al-Maut was surprised. He was supposed to take his soul from India, not from Jerusalem. But after a few minutes, he saw him there. He said, I went there to take your soul in India. I saw you with Sulaiman. And he said, but I decided for myself to run away from you to India. He said, no, I'm supposed to catch you in India. He took him. He came back to Sulaiman. He said, see, I was supposed to take his soul there. How did you send him there? He said, he asked me to send him there. He decided to go there by intuition from Allah. Which means I can die now, I can die tomorrow. And by the way, don't ship the body anywhere else. Wherever you die, bury the person in the same place. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's body was not shipped to Mecca. It stayed in Medina and in his own house even. So those who tell you, please, I want to send the body of my to overseas, embalming, expense. The casket, which is steel, expense. Other than the wood, they put steel inside, wood outside, and they seal it, and then shipping, too much money to be spent. Put it for Sabila Sadaqa Jariyah is better than. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. وصلي وسلم وبارك.